I mean, was there anything else that you wanted to bring up?
We had a thing about Bedard.
Oh, yes.
How I think
Yes.
it was Messier. We had a couple of Messier and Subban kind of called out Bedard for not being held accountable for his mistakes.
Oh, Messier and Bedard. I saw the Bissonnette
And
one.
then there was the Bissonnette one. How I'm not too sure what was said, but I'm pretty sure it was like it was something to do. I think it was something to do with being held accountable.
So Biz, I only watched the Bissonnette one. I'll have to watch the Messier or Subban one really quick. But Biz basically said that Bedard is a good player, but I feel like he tries to do things too much one on one and isn't a team player, and kind of plays a little style of pond hockey sometimes and just doesn't play like at he's not like a fair teammate is kind of what Biz said. And Biz even said like he's a good player, but at the same time, like he's not playing like a normal like elite star-studded player is. And it's made a lot of people question like, is Bedard really like gonna be like this generational talent that we thought he was gonna be?
But
Like a lot of people are questioning that now.
But Bedard also fired back and said, "I don't need to watch a TNT broadcast to figure out if I made a mistake or not."
That's very true. He knows it on the ice. I made a TikTok on it myself. I think that I think you can criticize almost any NHL player's game. Like, yes, Bedard, I do agree. Like, maybe he needs to be more of a team player. He needs to, do a lot of other things better on the ice, be better defensively, and again, like, not be so lazy. Like, again, that is something that will take a little bit of time. This kid is still like 20 years old. Like he's not like in his 30s and doing this. Like he's still like relatively old, relatively young, and still has a lot of time in his career. Now, I also want to say like he is still scoring points. He's still playing awesome. Again, like I think that you really can't like you can criticize him all you want. You can blame him individually. Look at the guys he has around him.
Yeah, I was gonna
Like
say
he
like
does not have a good core around him.
he's got no help like at all. Like
Exactly.
I'm sorry, Tyler Bertuzzi. Nobody, no disrespect to Tyler Bertuzzi, but like he's not an elite stature player.
Yeah. You need to surround Bedard around guys who are going to be there for the longer term. Young players. Like, again, I know I use this example so much, but look at San Jose. Celebrini and Smith, they are connecting well together. They have great chemistry. They make great plays. All Bedard has really had, I guess, like Frank Nazar, but like he doesn't have anyone alongside him on his line that's going to be there for the long term. All he's played with since he's been drafted is just deadline like rental guys that they've traded away.
Yeah, like Frankie Nazar. Like if they got Frankie Nazar out there at Bedard, I think they could coach him. But Chicago has guys waiting in the wings that are not ready yet. Doesn't mean they're going to be an elite guy. You got guys like Marek Vanacker, Oliver Moore, but like there's no guarantees they're gonna pan out to what I think they are. They need to go honestly, and I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
Hindsight is 2020.
Exactly.
You should have drafted Demidov.
Yeah, you really should have. I get the Levshunov pick. I think that it will turn into be like a good pick. Like he's gonna be a top 2 pairing defenseman.
Mm.
But at the same time, you had Bedard's partner there. You had Bedard's guy. And is Demidov a center or a wing?
He can play both, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, if he can play wing, then that's perfect because you can have Bedard and Demidov on the same line. That is an insane 1-2 punch. And again, I understand that, Demidov's not coming over until 2025, 26. At the same time, though, like, you better at this draft, like, go out and draft another, like, elite forward. Like, they need, like, a Michael Misa or a Porter Martone. Like, they need one of those guys who can fit in on Bedard's side as like the elite winger. Because again, like you even look back to like the old Chicago Blackhawks, Taves had Kane on his side. Like again, like what like you can't expect Bedard to, rise to this really elite level when he has literally just deadline rentals around him. Like, seriously. Like, I get it. The Blackhawks have gotten younger since I made that statement earlier in the season. They got Slaggert up there playing alongside Bedard. They got Nazar up there, seems like permanently. Kurashev, Reichel. You've got some guys there on that forward core. But still, a lot of those guys are just like, they're not going to be there in 5 years when this team is supposed to be in their prime. You need to surround Bedard around like a real 1-2 punch player. And honestly, the same can be said for Matvei Michkov.
Yeah, the only player I see up there that you mentioned there in 5 years is Frankie Nazar.
Exactly.
Because, there's Kurashev's in trade rumors. Reichel's not really panned out to what the Blackhawks thought he was going to be.
Yep.
But going to Levchinov pick real quick. I was really high on Artem Levchinov in the draft process last year. No disrespect to him at all, but I think it's gonna pan out. But you got I think either Chicago's gonna either draft some guy, draft high and get an elite guy, or they're gonna go out and get one in free agency this year. They have to.
Yeah, I think that if either Mitch Marner or Mikko Rantanen, or both, to be honest with you, if either of them get to the market, you throw heaven and earth at those players. Especially, and maybe you go out and make an offer sheet. Again, I know LeBlanc had that take where they got their 3rd round pick in this year. I cut it out of the podcast, but he had this take where they got their 3rd round pick in this year, and he's like, you can make an offer sheet. You can't offer sheet until after the draft, so they won't have that pick. But I do like what you said, though, because they should go out and make an offer sheet to one of those top RFAs that are out there this year.
They just need to get better, and I understand rebuilds take time, but if you don't get Bedard some help, I'm not going to say he's going to request a trade at all, but in 3 years, if we're at this level, still, it's not a good look.
No, it's not. So I think that. We thought this year, they were going to get better, the on-ice product was going to get better alongside Bedard, and just hasn't worked out. And again, I think that a lot of it's just because we looked at it, from a perspective of, oh yeah, they're getting a lot of these really good a lot of these really good veterans and experienced guys, and just, no. Not working out.
One last thing, though. The Blackhawks did beat the Predators the other night, and the Blackhawks media team posted this 22 points in 21 games versus 22 points in your NHL career. That's pond hockey, baby.
I think that's funny. Because again, Biz was the one who kind of criticized him a little bit, and I think even Bedard and the Hawks know Biz isn't saying he's bad or anything. He's just
and then Biz responded saying this is hilarious.
Exactly. Again, I think that's just humor by the media team.